And so now you can see how this is going to be flawless. This is actually one of the reasons why everybody buys a Chromecast for 30 bucks. The response time is pretty good when it comes from the remote. Hello everybody, jimmyispromo here, back again with another awesome video. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how we're able to add Android TV to your smart TV, making it just a little bit more smarter. Or if you have a standard not smart TV, we're able to make that thing turn into a smart TV, which basically will include Chromecast, YouTube, Netflix, and anything and everything else, even along with your Google Assistant and the Google Play Store. And we're able to do that with a small little box right here, referred to as the Xiaomi Mi Box S. Now, Xiaomi did send me the Mi Box S, which is basically the Mi Box 4, and a lot of people mispronounce the name of Xiaomi. A lot of people state Xiaomi, but today I just wanted to correct it and state it the correct way, which is Xiaomi. Now, this little set-top box right here does support the 4K Ultra HD. It also has Chromecast that is built in, and a Google Assistant, which will be bringing you your Android TV along with all of these fantastic applications. Now, before I go any further talking about this small little set-top box that'll be able to make your TV even more smart if it's already smart, make sure you guys head over into Instagram and search for mi, which is me.usa. So if you search for mi.usa, you're able to follow them, and you're also able to check out the link of where you're able to purchase this little set-top box. Now, the thing that's fantastic about this set-top box right here is that this one is only at the $40 price point as of right now. I believe this will only go till maybe about December 20th, unless if it gets extended, but the original list price is at the normal $60. So even if you're looking at this at 40 or 60, this is a fantastic deal when you compare it versus Chromecast, which only does one thing, or any of the other little set-top streaming devices. This one will bring you all of that plus more. So if you do happen to have Instagram, make sure you guys follow Me USA. This is the official Instagram of Xiaomi USA. And they also do daily giveaways that's happening until December 15th. So there's just a couple days left. And since we are on the topic, if you guys are brand new here at the channel of jimmyispromo and you guys own a Samsung Galaxy device, or you just love learning about amazing brand new products, make sure you guys hit on that subscribe button as well as the bell for notifications so you get notified for future videos. And don't forget about that playlist tab on the very top to check out all the playlists I've made so far for some amazing gadgets and stuff. The S9 S9 Plus, as well as the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. So with all of that out of the way, let's take a gander at the box. Let's talk about all the hardware and everything that's included within this box, and then we'll also connect this to the TV, and I can show you how this thing can perform. Now, on the very bottom, it talks about some of the starter applications. Now, there's over 3,000 applications you're able to get with this small little hardware set-top box, along with the HDMI cable. Now, some of those that are pre-installed on this box will be Netflix, Vudu, YouTube, HBO Now, ESPN, Showtime, and many others. Now, on the side, it does talk about everything that's included in the box, which is actually everything in front of you. And then on the back, it just goes a little bit more in depth of exactly what is Android TV, Chromecast built in, giving a little bit more information about it, Google Assistant that's built in, 4K Ultra HD plus HDR, and then also inside of this hardware over here is going to be a quad-core CPU and a 3+2 core GPU for playing games. So everything that is included in this box will be everything that you need. You have your HDMI cable. You also have your power source, so you'll be able to plug it into your wall. This is the set-top box itself, and on the very back of here is going to be all the plugs. This is the plug for your audio, so you can plug in a headphone jack or pretty much any other speakers. You do have HDMI if you have all your other speakers connected through HDMI sources as well. And then here is your USB port. So this way you can plug in a keyboard or mouse or flash drive or anything you would like. How I've been using mine is actually with a keyboard, so this way I can sign into things much quicker and faster and easier and playing games and things like that. And then this one is going to be your power source. Now, one of the other things that's super instrumental when it does come down to the Mi Box S is your remote control. So going down the buttons on this remote, you do have your power button for power on and power off. You also have your Google Assistant, so this way you can press the button one time and you can make it open up application, search for certain shows on Netflix, play certain music on the Google Play Music, or pretty much ask it for weather. What's the weather like today? How did the Chiefs do? And pretty much anything else you would do for your Google Assistant. This will be your application button, so it'll open up the applications that is installed on the Mi Box S. Here's your back button, and then this one will take you back to home. Now, there is a dedicated Netflix button, which is probably the reason why that they were able to make this just a little bit cheaper than their version of last year. Now, last year's remote did not have Netflix on there, so once this little button One press takes you directly over to that service. You also have a little dedicated for TV Live. Now, I don't really have any live services. I am a cable cutter, so I'm going to have to go through some of the settings to see how I'd be able to set that up. And you also have your volume up and volume down. Now, the volume up and volume down will be originally out of the box only set for the set-top box itself, not the volume of your TV. So you do have two different volume controls you are able to do with that volume rocker. So now at this point, I will be repositioning the camera. We will be connecting it to the monitor right behind me. And a couple of the other things I will be using in this video, just so you guys know, is going to be the Xbox One S controller. I will be connecting this one over to the Mi Box S. It's perfect when it comes down to Android and Windows and everything else. So this is what you are able to, if you want, control your TV, control the setup and everything else, if you don't want to use the up and the down of the arrows and the enter and everything else in the remote control. And it's really good for gameplay. The other thing I will be using is just a normal, everyday, standard keyboard, and I'll plug that in into the very back of basically the Mi Box S right here in the USB. And so the keyboard, I highly suggest when you're setting up your Mi Box S, just because sometimes when you set up everything, when you go through your credentials of emails and passwords, a lot of times it's easier with a keyboard instead of doing the whole left, right, up, down, enter, and going through all those letters and stuff like that. So that's one of the great things about this one, is that you are adding Android TV to basically any TV you want. This one's not smart TV by any means, but it does have some built-in speakers. But other than that, we're going to connect this thing and let's get going. Now for the rest of this video, I will be doing a high overview of the user interface of the Mi Box S. Also, what is some of the applications you're able to run, what's some of those that you're able to download. Also, what is some of the streaming services you're able to use. I'm also going to show you a little bit of the usability with this remote, checking out some of the settings as well as the Mi Box S, and also going through some of the stuff you're able to do with a keyboard as well as the Xbox One S controller. Now after this, I will be doing a in-depth video connecting the Mi Box S to my 4K monitor, checking out the quality of the 4K, as well as going through some of the in-depth setup process. This one is running with Android TV, so you are able to go pretty fast if you already have a Gmail account and an Android device. Everything is already saved, and pretty much everything will be able to be moved over. Now, with the user interface, on the very top left-hand side is going to be this button here where you're able to click it to speak, or you can actually hit on the speak button right here, which is your Google Assistant. So if you don't want to hit this button, you just want to hit on the very top left-hand side. Once you press on that, you can say something like, "What is the weather like today in Kansas City?"
Tonight in Kansas City, it's predicted to be 38 and cloudy.
And so now you're able to ask any question you would like it to do. You can also say open up Pokemon on Netflix or anything else like that. This one is where you are able to click to type. So this is what I'm talking about when it comes down to using the remote and signing into everything. So let's say that we just want to type in Jimmy. So you can see how it's going to take a little bit of a while to go with this little rotary little up, down, left, right, and everything else. But one of the nice things you are able to do is just simply connect your keyboard. So now I'm just going to go through. I'm going to type in jimmyispromo. Hit on search, and then you're able to find things super fast and easy. So you can see how connecting a keyboard will definitely come to benefit with using the Mi Box S. Now up on the very right hand side is going to be your settings. This is where you're able to change your Wi-Fi settings. You can check out your Google Cast, making sure it's all up to date. You can also go through your display settings for the screen resolution, the screen position, HDR to SDR, things like that. If you check out your screen resolution, you can go underneath the display mode, and you can see this one is the 1080p, but if I did have the 4K monitor, you will be seeing the option of 4K, which I will be playing with that in a future video. You can also go through and check out the sound. And so underneath the sound for the sound output, I would go underneath here and put it as auto, because originally when you first come out of the box, it's PCM. So I would switch that one over to audio or auto. Then you're able to go down to your applications. Inside of apps, you're able to check out app permission. You can check out your usage, and then as well as some of the downloaded applications. So I did go through, I downloaded some games. And if there's any of these that you don't want to have pretty much on your Mi Box S, if there's something that you don't use at all, you are able to go through and force stop it as well as uninstall. Now underneath here, these are the system applications. These ones you really can't do much with, but you can see how this one is straight up Android TV. It is not any of those little third-party type workaround Android TV type stuff. This is the actual Android TV, so you're really getting a good bang for your buck. You are able to set up a screensaver. You can check out your storage, and you can also factory data reset this. Now, the internal shared storage, the total space is 5.3 gigabytes, which tells me that this is starting off at probably 8 gigs. Now, my applications is using 4.1 gig. My availability is going to be 1.2. You can also check out a little bit more about the about of this system. You can check out the model. You can see that this is the Mi Box 4. The Android version is 8.1, and the latest security patch was put up on October 5th. Now, when you go down here, these are going to be your preferences. So your date and time. You also have language, keyboard, home screen, search, Google, speech, playback settings, and a few other things as well. Now, this is where you go underneath the remote and accessories, where you're able to add another accessory. Now, I already had a different gamepad that was connected, which was this one here, but I found that the Xbox One S is always so much better. So if I go to add accessory, it will be searching for accessories that it's able to attach to. So now I'm just going to turn on the Xbox One S controller, and if you don't know how to get this thing paired up or put it into pairing mode, there is a little Bluetooth button on the very top of this thing. And also, if you don't have an Xbox One S controller, I can also place a link for this below the video. So then this way you'd also be able to get one of these controllers to do gameplay on your TV. Now, once the Mi Box S found that Xbox wireless controller, you are able to get it paired up and then have it connected. Now with it being connected, you can see that it is connected right over here for the Xbox wireless controller. Also using the dial pad or the D-pad going up, you're able to go through left and right. The B button is going to be your back button. And so now you can see how this is going to be flawless, where you're able to play with, movies and going through the normal user interface of the home screen. But not only that, you are able to go inside and you can go and play some games. So let's say we want to play a little bit of Crossy Road. And with Crossy Road, this one's very simple. It's very easy. And with this one, it's pretty much kind of like Frogger. You're going across the roads here and you don't want to get hit by anybody. So with this one, you can see, I don't know. Actually, the feedback of this is super fast. There is no lagginess. If you do run into anything that is laggy, it's probably more or less going to be the Android or whatever little gaming pad that you're using, but the Xbox One S controller is actually pretty perfect. So jump, 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 jump. So you can see it's actually super fast. I was actually trying to get as close as I could over into those cars. So there's really good feedback when it comes over to gameplay, at least for this game. And then if you hit on the back button, you can see that it is going to be the back, which is going to be the letter of B if you're not familiar with the Xbox One S controllers. So over here, you can actually add more applications as your favorite. So you can add in Asphalt 8, which this one is a pretty high, huge graphics game. And so we will be testing this here in a second to see how well it does. But if there's any of these that you would like to add to the top, you basically click on it and it adds it as a favorite. Now, if there's any of these that you would like to move or take off or change, such as CBS All Access, you are able to use this remote, or you can use this one here, and if you'd like to move it, you are able to, or you can remove it from your favorites. Now, let's say that you wanted to just move one of the position by using the remote control here. If you press and hold, that gives you this ability to move it. And now once you place it down, you don't want to do the press and hold again. If you just want to open it up, you basically click on the center enter button and it opens up the application. So now that we are inside of YouTube TV, I did log in. Let's check out the game right now of the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Chargers. The last time I knew, the Chiefs were ahead. So they are 28-14. And the great thing about this one is that when you do have it connected to a 4K monitor, if this one is an output of 4K, you will have amazing resolution. Now that we're inside of an application, if you hit on the back button, it'll take it back just one screen. And if you hit on the home button, it'll take you all the way back to home. Now, if you want to open up all your applications that you have downloaded, hit on that application button on the remote. And now this is where you have all your applications that you basically have installed. Below here is going to be a Mi Box recommendations, and then here are the games that you have downloaded. So how about we talk about how are you able to get applications? So up over here, you can get it through the Google Play Games, or you can get it from the normal Google Play Store. Now, once you've logged in with your Gmail account, you are able to check out everything on home. You can check out some of the games, and you can check out My Apps. So if you go to the home, here are some of the featured applications on the very top. So if there's any of these that you would like to download, you are able to. Here are some of the movies at home. So a little bit more of the streaming services, Showtime and Vudu, Stars, Epix, Fandango, which I love Fandango. If you guys are not a part of Fandango, fantastic. You do have some of the best or top paid applications. So if you want to play any of these applications or these games, you are able to. Here are some of the top free applications. Here's a little bit more of the TV time. Here's stuff for just for kids. And then here's some more like must-have games, featured games, and so on and so forth. So you can see here that there's actually a lot going on. And let's say that you wanted to even use your keyboard. So right now I'm not using anything. other than a keyboard. And with this one, I can press on the up arrow. And also you can do the function F4, and then that'll take you back over to your home page. So if you do want to connect a keyboard with this to make it feel a little bit more kind of like Android TV, then you are able to do it that way. So how about we head over and let's play with a game. So you saw Crossy Road. That one actually does a pretty good job with the graphics. It's something that's super simple and easy. Now let's head over into a different application. Let's go to the Asphalt 8, and I did add it as a favorite. Now underneath here, let's go inside of this gameplay, and I will try it with, first off, the controller, and then right after this, I will do it with the keyboard, just so you guys can see kind of how it works. Now when it comes over to this game in particular, I'm not really able to use this remote, just because pretty much the gas is up and then left and right, and so I'm not really able to do two things at once. And so here, we're going to go inside of it, test it out. Let's check out the gameplay. And really, at the end of the day, this is the game out of pretty much everything that you're able to pretty much download to see if it's even good to play. Now, like I said from before, this game is huge when it comes down to graphics. It's a big game that you're able to download. This one's probably going to take it all the way to its peak performance, and that's why I wanted to download and play this game and test it out. Plus, you guys can see it. But I do want to make sure you guys know that when it comes down to this box here, the Mi Box S, probably the best benefit you'll get from here is going to be any type of a streaming service at its amazing low cost. So I love the fact like Netflix is super clean and crisp. YouTube TV is clean and regular YouTube is smooth. And so now we're going to test it out a little bit with the gameplay. So here we go. The response time is pretty good when it comes from the remote over to the Mi Box S box itself. So let's see if I can do a little bit better. Don't really rate this box and how good of a driver I am. I'm not really that good. So let's see how we're able to use. Okay, there's the boost. Let's see if we can catch up just a little bit here. So it's really not that bad. I mean, sometimes when you play it on even just a regular cell phone, sometimes it's not really able to keep up with all the graphics of this one. Obviously, the Galaxy Note 9 is sick and fantastic. It's able to take up everything on this one. But I'm actually pretty surprised with how this is going. It's doing a pretty good job. What do you guys think about the gameplay on this one? Again, this one, if you guys are familiar, this is a high res game. It's taken pretty much all of the cores of this product to even get the gameplay going. Obviously, I'm just not a really good player at it. So now I'm just going to pretty much get out of here and let's just go on and quit the race. And let's go a little bit more of what the Mi Box S is able to do. So now that we are back at the home, pretty much how everything is set up, on the very left-hand side over here is going to be your applications. Here you can check out HBO Now, recommended and featured, and pretty much everything that you see is going to be correspond from what you see on the left-hand side and everything on the right. So for play music, you can go through hip-hop and R&B, rose-colored rhythm. So if you wanted to go through here, you're able to play some music. And then as you go through, you can also hit on the thumbs down or thumbs up. And also, too, one of the things is that when you are playing the game or playing the song, which I won't play it, but if you are playing the song and you hit on the home button, you will notice that on the very top of the screen, it'll actually still be playing the song. So if you want to go back to your home screen here, your song will still be playing on the very top. So now let's go to the very bottom. And you can see where you can customize the channels. So these are the channels that you're seeing on this home screen up here. Now, CBS All Access is one that I don't use. Same thing with the CNBC TV. So you can actually get these things turned off. For the Google Play Movies and TV, there's 3 channels. So you can check out what is featured, and maybe you can check out the top selling movies. So if you want to see just a little bit more content from the Google Play Movies, you are able to. Now let's go on down. You can check out some of the Netflix things that's turned on, Spotify, Stars, TED. So you have 2 channels. Latest talks, but you also want to check out My Talks. So if you do have any of the talks that is yours or that you favorite and things like that, it'll also be added to the channel as well. So you can see that there's just a little bit more that you're able to do with customizing of the home page, the home screen right here. So now how about we head down to YouTube and let's go to one of my channels here or one of my videos. Let's see how the quality is here. And this is pretty much the quality here. I'm going to hit on the back button. And so now we're going to head back over into the home. And so you're able to check out everything. I did log in with my YouTube, so I'm able to check out all of my subscriptions. So if you want to see some of the subscriptions I have, they're right there. You're able to check out everything that's going on, YouTube Rewind, pretty much checking out all this other stuff. So it's actually a pretty smooth little box for 40 bucks. You really can't beat it. I know that the Chromecast itself is something that just has the Chromecast that is built in. And pretty much what I'm talking about that is right now we are at the home page. And now let's just get the cell phone that is going to be connected to the Wi-Fi, which it is connected. Let's say that we head over into YouTube. And again, let's say that we maybe want to check out one of my videos again. So if we click on this video here, all you'd have to do is you can hit on that cast button, and underneath the cast button, now you're able to check on the Mi Box 4. And so now it's just going to go right over onto the TV. So this is actually one of the reasons why everybody buys a Chromecast for 30 bucks, but the Mi Box S has it all built in. So now I'm pretty sure I talked about everything I wanted to cover in this video. It's pretty much a high overview, but you kind of get the gist of what this Mi Box S is able to do. It has everything and anything you're looking for. It has the Google Assistant, so you're able to ask regular questions that you always do with your Google Assistant on your cell phone. It also has the Chromecast that is built in. It's basically bringing Android TV to really any TV that you have. This one is just a regular monitor that happened to have speakers that were built in, and so it's not even a TV itself. But other than that, you can see you have Netflix and Vudu. And so if you have any type of subscription services for streaming services, this one will be able to pretty much bring in everything except for Amazon Video. Now, we've also talked about some of the settings. We talked about how you're able to plug in pretty much anything in that USB port in the very back. For me, I use a keyboard. Definitely comes in handy. Showed off how you are able to connect a Xbox One S controller. And if you don't have one of these, you can also go for a regular Android remote controller as well too. Pretty much almost everything works, but you're going to have the less latency with the Xbox One S. We pretty much talked about almost anything and everything. And one of the things you are able to do is with that USB port in the very back, if you wanted to, you can actually put in a little plug or dongle that will also plug in your Ethernet if you want to have a little bit better connection. But the Wi-Fi that's built into here is pretty much standard. It's the latest updated and anything that you need. So I think it has a better connection than the Mi Box 3 as well. So they also improved on that. So I hope that you guys have liked this video. If you guys did, please give this thing a huge thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit on subscribe. You can subscribe on the very bottom left-hand side. Also, don't forget to check out all the links below the video inside the description. I'll be linking you guys over to the Xiaomi Instagram page, along with the link where you're able to purchase this from Walmart for 40 bucks instead of 60 bucks. And hopefully in the near future, you guys will be using your Mi Box S, watching me on your big screen TV, other than just your cell phone. Other than that, I'll see you guys later.